Hello everyone, welcome back to RaceRoom and welcome to another BMW M235i Cup race. We've had a run of good results in this class, but they've all come on the rookie service. However, this week's race at Road America is on the pro service, so we're going to be up against some really tough competition. Qualifying was encouraging though. We're going to be starting from the 4th row. We're 7th on the grid with a time of 2:24.2. It looks like the front three have got the pace to run away with it, but a realistic target for us is Jacobson in 4th. He's only half a second faster. But one thing's for sure with this race, overtaking is going to be extremely difficult. The cars are very evenly matched and of course it's a very fast circuit. So a good start is vital here. We want to put ourselves in the best possible position going into T1. So let's go down to the grid. The lights are about to go green. Oh, and we got away really well there. Much better than John Little Onion did on the row ahead of us. Little Onion had qualified in 6th, but he's already lost a couple of positions. He was really sluggish when the lights went green there. So we're up to 6th position. We're on the inside line, and we're going to hold that inside line into T1. It's really important we hug the curb here because there's going to be cars to the outside of us. We don't want to drift into any of them and make contact, so let's keep it tight. We're going to have the inside line for T2 as well. Little Onion's alongside us now. He's on the outside, and in fact he's just got enough pace to get to the apex first. So Little Onion takes 6th position back. We're in 7th, and we've got Rafnix right behind us in 8th. So we've maintained our grid position after the first couple of corners then. It's a little bit disappointing we weren't able to hold on to 6th. But we're in fairly decent shape as we begin the charge down this long straight at Road America. Now this left-hander at the end of the straight is prone to a dive bomb or two, so I've got one eye on my mirror just in case I need to get out of the way and take some avoiding action. Thankfully we don't. Rafnix behind, hit that corner sensibly. And when you're racing this closely with someone, I always find it's really helpful just to take a quick glance at the leaderboard and check out the driver's reputation and rating. And in Nick's case, he's got a fantastic reputation, 97.2, so that gives me great confidence that we can race closely with Nick's here without any shenanigans. And likewise with the Little Onion in front as well, he's also got a really high reputation, 96.1, so that gives me great confidence. We're going to have a clean and safe battle with both these guys. And as we reach the back part of the circuit for the first time, we've just got the smallest amount of breathing room, about half a second, both in front and behind, as we see Jacobson in 5th, just running out onto the grass. That's going to give Little Onion an invitation to maybe tuck it up the inside at this upcoming right-hander. Is he got enough pace to go alongside? No, he hasn't. Back down to 3rd gear for this turn, and the pack concertina's back together again. We're right on Little Onion's tail, but we've got Nick's still right behind us, 0.4 of a second back. Exiting the final turn then to complete lap 1, and it's important we stay right close to Little Onion here, take advantage of as much draft as we can get. Admittedly there's not much with these cars, but every little counts on a fast flat out circuit like this one. And it looks like Little Onion is doing exactly the same thing to Tommy Jacobson in 5th. He's sizing up a move into T1, but he just hasn't got the pace to get alongside Jacobson, so it's as you were as we exit T1. And Nick's is certainly giving us no let up in the rearview mirror. He's right on our tail still, so I don't think we're going to be able to shake Nick's. And we were a little bit untidy in T2 as well, just shifting down to 3rd when we probably didn't need to. It's given Little Onion and Jacobson a bit of breathing room ahead, but these two are side by side again now. Little Onion still looking to make the move, so Jacobson is going to take the defensive line into this left-hander. We don't need to because we're far enough ahead of Nick's now, so we're going to maintain 7th position. Oh, no, we're not, because we've just been pole-axed. Was that Nick's behind who hit me? I don't think it was. It must have been the car behind him, Brian Manson. Oh, we get clipped again as we try and reverse back off the racing line, but there's no way to rejoin safely here, so we've got to wait painfully until the rest of the pack go by before we rejoin, and we're down in 22nd position. What a disaster. Yeah, what a disaster indeed, particularly after such an encouraging start. We got away really well there, much better than Little Onion. That's Little Onion in the red and black car. He was really sluggish when the lights went green, so that put us up to 6th position, and we had the inside line into T1. But that tight line came at the cost of some speed, and watch Little Onion here. He runs it faster around the outside and was able to take the position back. Fast forward now to the disaster on lap 2, and as we approach this left-hander, I thought that the only danger was coming from Nick's behind, but how wrong I was. Keep your eye on the dark blue BMW. That's Madsen. He comes from way back, makes a move up the inside of Nick's. No way he can get it stopped, and he careers right into me. But at this point I consider trying to rejoin, but it's just too dangerous. I try and reverse back and clip someone else who's also gone off, but yeah, there's no way of rejoining. On board with Madsen now, and he comes from so far back to make that pass on Nix, but yeah, there's just no way that he can avoid me. And even more frustrating for me is that Madsen's car ended up facing in the right direction, so he's able to rejoin at a cost of just a couple of positions, whereas I'm out of the race completely, rejoining at the very back of the grid. Well, if ever there's a time that you feel like rage quitting, it's when you're battling for a top 5 position and through no fault of your own you find yourself suddenly back in 22nd place. However, those of you who are subscribers to LeBroca Sim Racing may have seen a recent video that Ben did on rage quitting, and we're going to take some of Ben's advice here. We're going to take stock of the situation, reassess our goals and come up with a new plan. So here's the situation. We've still got 2/3 of the race left. There's 10 minutes still on the clock, so plenty of time. And a look at the leaderboard shows how close this pack of cars are ahead. So I don't see why we can't push for a top 15 finish here. Currently we've got Fernandez sitting in 15th, and he's only 5 seconds ahead. And we know from our qualifying times that we're lapping 1 or 2 seconds quicker than all of these guys directly in front of us. Of course, it's going to be difficult to get around them, but we can see how rapidly we're closing in on them here. When we rejoined after the crash, we were nearly 4 seconds down on Vidira, but now that gap is down to a second, so we've gained 3 seconds over the course of that lap. And all these guys are fighting for positions too, so that's going to slow them down even more. And as we say that, a yellow flag's come out, so have we lost someone? I can't quite see, but we've certainly lost someone there, the Red Bull BMW of Dylan O'Keefe. I don't know whether he was helped on his way around there or whether he spun of his own accord. We'll go back and check out a replay in a minute, but now we're right with these guys. And Vidira to the left took to the grass a little bit there. That might give us the opportunity to sneak up on the inside. No, there's not quite room, so to be safe we back out. I know we're in a hurry to get past these guys, but we still want to do it safely. We don't want to make contact. And it looks like someone else has run really wide ahead. That's Raul Marquez. Is he going to be able to rejoin ahead of us? He is just, but Videra's going to try and run it around the outside. They're side by side. Videra's got it. Marquez fights back, and there's a little bit of contact that pushes Videra out a little bit wider than he would have liked. He probably had to get off the gas to avoid going on the grass, and that's given us the opportunity. That left the door wide open for us to take 20th place from Videra, and now we've got the drive on Marquez too, so we're going to pull alongside. Have we got the pace to tuck it up the inside? And it doesn't look like we're quite close enough, so rather than make a lunge, we'll ease off here, but someone else has run wide, so we should get another position back. He has rejoined in front of us. That's Klaus Goldbach, and he might be a little bit down on pace here, so can we pull up alongside him? We're on the outside. It's not the best line. He's going to squeeze us out onto the grass. We had no choice but to ease off there. And meanwhile, while I was out on the grass on the left, I think Marquez was out on the grass on the right because he lost a load of speed as well. It's given Goldbach the opportunity to get back ahead of Marquez. And can we do the same here because we've got a little bit more pace? Can we get alongside him, or at least far enough alongside him to make that inside line our own into T1? No, it doesn't look like we can, so we're going to have to tuck back in behind. And Marquez misses the apex into T1. I suspect that he was being generous to me and giving me a little bit more room on the inside, but that does mean we can get alongside, and now we have got that inside line into T2. I want to be careful here not to squeeze Marquez out onto the grass, give him as much space as he gave me. We managed to do it okay, and we've gained the position. We're up to 17th now. So yeah, we gained 5 positions on that lap. Let's check out the replays and see how we managed it. This was the first one. O'Keefe in the Red Bull BMW just being spun around. He did get clipped from behind. And then a couple of corners later, we saw Marquez completely miss his braking point into this left-hander. He runs out really wide and then rejoins alongside Videra in the other Red Bull BMW. They're going to go side by side. And here's the point where Marquez just tries to fight back. There's a little bit of contact, which pushes Videra out a bit further to the left. And that does me a huge favour because it opens the door for me to pull alongside and get past Videra. That's another position gained. And then at the end of this straight, we saw Klaus Goldbach off track. Now, at the time, I assumed he'd run wide, but no, he didn't. Look, he got a punt from behind. Bray was the driver who got too close. This is the onboard with Bray, and actually this contact right there was enough to get Bray disqualified. That put him over the 40 instant points mark. Not bad going at all for 3 laps. And then finally we got past Marquez, tucking it up the inside into T2. Marquez giving me all the space I needed. Back to the live action, and we're now just 2.3 seconds off Herzog in 15th, so that goal of getting a top 15 is still alive here, but first we've got to get around Klaus Goldbach. We gained a lot of time on him through that section, and we know we're a little bit faster through here, so if we can just time our exit right, get on the gas a little bit earlier, we should be able to pull alongside him, but unfortunately we don't. We just make a mess of the line, which has given Goldbach a 10th or 2, but I know we can take this right-hand kink a lot faster. Look at the speed we carry through there. We're right back on Goldbach's tail now. In fact, we might be able to make a move. I'm just waiting for Goldbach to choose which line he's going to take. I think he's going to stay on the racing line, which will give us the inside line. We're alongside him now. We need to hug this curb on the inside so we don't squeeze him out on exit. And we've done it. We've made the pass. We're up to 16th. Yeah, another clean pass this one. I was really pleased with it, and like Marquez earlier in the lap, full marks to Goldbach here. He was really fair, really respectful, gave me all the space I needed, and I got through safely, so the charge to 15th continues. We're really quick through this upcoming left-hander. We're a second behind Herzog now, but let's see how close we can close in. In fact, we can wipe out that second advantage in one swoop through that turn, so we're right on Herzog's tail now. And there's still 3.5 minutes left on the clock, so we're likely going to get 2 more laps after this one. So yeah, that chance of a 15th is still well and truly alive. In fact, we might not have to wait too long for it because we're almost alongside Herzog. I don't fancy going too wide into this kink, although Herzog's going to run wide, so that does give us the chance. We've made it up to 15th. Yeah, I actually feel a little bit sorry for Herzog here. He clearly thought I was going to make a lunge up the inside, and he tried to give me some more space, and that compromised his own exit. He ran onto the grass. So yeah, I might have spooked him a little bit there. So back to the live action, and we've got 2 laps to go. We've achieved that target we set of getting back into the top 15, but can we go any better? We've got Christian Schmitz right ahead of us in 14th, less than a second in front, and also Lucas Fernandez in 13th. He's only a second ahead. And Schmitz runs out really wide, exiting T1 there, and that's wiped out his advantage, so now we're right on Schmitz's tail. If we can just get a fast exit out of T2, we could be in a position to pounce here. Which way is Schmitz going to go? Is he going to stay on the right and take the racing line, or is he going to defend? It looks like he's staying on the right. Have we got room? No, we haven't, because he swerved over. He's thinking about a pass himself on Fernandez. So it might just be sensible for us to ease back slightly here. If Schmitz is concentrating more on making the pass in front, he might not be concentrating on me. He's made the pass. He's tucked it up the inside. Will that give us the chance to get on the inside of Fernandez? No, it doesn't. And Fernandez is sideways. He almost loses control. Oh, I panicked then. I thought we were going to get collected, but we've actually got the position. Fernandez lost all his drive, and we managed to carry our speed through, so that put us around the outside of him. We're up to 14th. We have lost a little bit of distance on Schmidt, but we know we're fast through this turn, so we should gain most of that gap back. just clipping the grass on exit there as we tried to get on the gas a little bit quicker. We are gaining on Schmitz and we're right behind him now. He carries so much more speed through. When there's a gap on the inside, we'll go for it. No, Schmitz changed his mind. He defends instead and we had to get off the gas really quickly then. That was close. We very nearly ploughed into the back of Schmitz there. That wouldn't have been good, but thankfully we both live to fight another day and we're still 0.4 seconds behind Schmitz. We're going to be starting the last lap very shortly. Is there anything we can do to get around him? Just going to try a wider entry into this final turn. If we can cut it up the inside, get on the gas just a little bit quicker than Schmitz, we might be able to get alongside him. It doesn't look like it's worked. Schmitz got a really good exit. And I don't think we're going to get close enough to him to launch an attack into T1 either. We are gaining, slowly but surely, but I think we're just going to run out of straight. And in fact, Schmitz is going to take the defensive line anyway, so we're going to stay out wide. Maybe he'll drift it wide again like he did on the last lap. No, he won't. Okay, so our next opportunity is the long straight. We need to get a great exit out of T2 and then maybe we'll be able to make a move up the inside before that slow left-hander at the end of the straight. We've got a good exit. We're right on his tail. We're going to get a little bit of draft. So we just need to wait to see if he chooses the defensive line or the racing line. It looks like he's going to go for the racing line, so we'll go to the inside. No, he's changing his mind. We're going to have to switch again, and now he's going to cut back again. He's not going to let us through. But we had no choice there but to ease off the gas slightly, or else there certainly would have been more contact. We didn't want that. But yes, Schmitz is making it really hard for us to get past here. We're going to have to do everything we can to just try and find the gap over this last half a lap, but at the moment Schmitz is defending really strongly. He keeps switching between defensive lines and racing lines. It's making it really difficult to judge where he's going to go, and I'm trying my hardest to avoid contact. Again, we're faster through that turn and we're right on his rear spoiler again now. There's a little bit of a gap up the inside, but it's just not quite big enough to fit my car in, but we can just stay on his tail. We're so close to making contact. Right, let's get back behind him again and we'll try and carry some more speed through this right-hand kink. It's worked several times before. Is he going to go to the left or the right? He's going to go to the left. Oh no, he's going to come back to the right and squeezes us onto the grass. We narrowly miss the concrete wall. And again, he's going to try and squeeze us back as he goes back to the defensive line. This time there is contact. Oh man, there were no quarters given by either of us there. I was determined not to surrender that inside line. I thought I'd done enough to make it my own. Schmitz had other ideas. And we're now just a couple of corners from the checkered flag. We need to make this final turn perfect to get on the gas early and try and pull alongside Schmitz and get him on the drag race to the line. We're faster, but he sweeps over to the defensive line again, and that's going to squeeze us out onto the grass again. We're going to have to move over to the left, and now he moves over to the left again. There's no room. And finally, we're going to have to concede defeat. 14th is as good as it gets. Or is it? Yeah, we'll get to the finish line controversy in a minute, but for now, let's just check out the replay to see what happened on the penultimate lap. This was Schmitz making a move up the inside of Fernandez and taking that 13th position. I thought there might have been room to sneak through on Fernandez as well, but there wasn't. But then I had a real panic because Fernandez gets all out of shape in that left-hander. But once we got around him, we then concentrated on trying to get past Schmitz, but it proved an impossible task. At the time of the race, I was getting a little bit frustrated. I thought he was blocking and being a bit too aggressive with his defending, but looking at the replays, I think it was just about acceptable. Certainly aggressive, but for the most part, fair. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. This was the moment that really worried me though. I thought I'd done enough to get alongside. There was just enough room to creep through there, although I did clip the grass, but then he decides to go for the defensive line. And he's probably just far enough ahead to get it done, although it did cause a pretty big contact. And maybe I could have backed out there, but then it all came down to the start and finish straight. I got a great exit from the final turn. I thought I might be able to get it done. He moves over to the defensive line. I panic, and this is where the controversy happens. Look at that right there. I freezed it. I've got 2 tyres on the grass, and that gave me a slow down penalty seconds from the finish line. In the heat of battle, I didn't see it. I had no time to serve it, and I got a 90-second penalty. So yeah, when I crossed the line to take the checkered flag, although I was frustrated that I didn't get past Schmitz, I thought that I'd done enough to get 14th, but it was only after that, when I went to check out my stats, I realised what an effect that slowdown penalty had had on me. I really thought that by salvaging a mid-pack finish I might have preserved my 1700 rating, but look at that, minus 41.9. I ended up finishing 21st. And there's a big lesson to learn from all this. If you pick up a slowdown penalty on the final start and finish race, be sure that you serve it before you cross the line. I don't really know if I could have done it, to be honest, other than slamming on the brakes, which of course would have been dangerous to the driver behind me. So there we are from Road America anyway, an action-packed race. Please do let me know what you thought in the comments, and if you enjoyed watching, don't forget to leave a like. I'll see you again for the next race soon. Cheers guys, thanks for watching.